from moments ago. And, you know, every now and again, there's something where we're getting beyond politics. And I know this is something and an issue that's been so close to you for so many years.
I think it's very important for the entire country. It's important to note every network is carrying this.
Yeah.
And I think every network should carry it every single time it happens, because Americans need to be reminded about the human cost of war. They need to be reminded that America's sons and daughters are serving in harm's way around the globe, even if it's not declared war. They are in harm's way in Syria and all over the globe, and they're going to be away from their families this holiday. Those are 3 families. They're going to be missing someone at their Christmas and holiday table, and it should be a time where the president always is there. And it's a reminder, too, of the human cost of war as we consider more war. You know, the warships are aligned in Venezuela. The president may talk about that tonight. And it's important to remember that anytime we engage with any country, those are our sons and daughters that are going to be at risk. And we could see a lot more ceremonies like this if something happens with Venezuela.
No, I agree with you, because the conversation in this country gets so splintered between so many things. And it's always like this, but particularly lately, happening at once. And you think about all the news we had this weekend, you know, domestically, from Brown University to the terrible situation with the Reiners in California, the news breaking you don't want to forget about.
No, there's a lot of trauma. And it's a hard time for a lot of folks, and especially for folks who've lost someone in combat at any time since 9/11. I work with a lot of veterans. I work with a lot of Gold Star families, and the holidays can be really tough. And even if you have someone deployed, right? You know, when I joined the military, my family got drafted. So when I spent Christmas in Iraq, my mom was watching TV every day and watching the casualty reports. And I think we have to remember how many families are going to do that this holiday, and are going to do that every holiday.
Yeah, human face on both of these, a 25 and a 29-year-old National Guardsmen from the state of Iowa, and also the interpreter, U.S. Civilian interpreter who was killed in that attack. You mentioned Venezuela. That may, you're right, come up tonight. I mean, this blockade, not a blockade in the truest sense of the word, I think, where it would be all ships, because that would be an act of war. The president putting a blockade, he says, of all sanctioned oil tankers coming in and out of Venezuela. So that's the backdrop for all of this, and the backdrop for tonight, in many ways.
Yeah, it's the latest escalation. There was the seizing of the oil tanker. There was the classification of fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
Now there's this sort of blockade. And tonight, the president may address it or may not. But I think the important point is that we've been talking for weeks that the table is set. There are 11 Navy warships in the region now. There are amphibious assets there. The Marines in the region were stocked up in places like Puerto Rico and other places. And he can hit go at any moment. And that could be limited airstrikes, or that could be a full ground invasion. He's left all options on the table, and we really don't know. But it's likely to be a very turbulent political holiday season.
Yeah, it's interesting because this president gets characterized, and I think properly so, as not being someone who necessarily has a quick trigger finger, for lack of a better way of putting it, when it comes to war. I mean, he said throughout his political life, at least, that he tries to avoid war. I think there probably are examples where you could say, yes, he tries to avoid war. What's going on in Venezuela, do you think?
Well, also starting with the point that although he said he doesn't want war, he struck Yemen, he struck Iran.
It's true.
You know, there have been strikes on the boats. There have been military engagements, whether you call it war or not. There are consistent engagements here, and he said he wants to topple the regime in Venezuela. Now, he's putting pressure there in a lot of different ways, but he's also kept military options on the table, and I would not be surprised if there was some additional kind of escalation before the end of the year. Simultaneously, he said he will retaliate against ISIS in Syria, so he may be announcing that tonight, that he will strike some kind of assets inside of Syria in retaliation for these 2 American service members who were killed. It is a very turbulent time, and everything is in play around the world, and Trump has shown that he's willing to hit almost anywhere, and even talked about places like Mexico. So you never know what this speech is going to end up looking like when it's over.
Yeah, I'm expecting most of it to be the economy and that kind of thing, but you're right, anything could come up. We'll see what happens tonight. We thank you for today and for your coverage of this and help with our coverage of this event from Dover. Thanks, Paul.
You got it.
Paul Rykoff. All right, let's shift our attention now to Providence.